Hey guys, what's going on? NGS back again for another video. I wanted to take some time out to discuss something that really a lot of people have been, wanting to kill others over. And that is, of course, Rise of the Tomb Raider. If you guys are not in the know-how, a couple of months ago, SQUARE-ENIX and Crystal Dynamics confirmed that a sequel to 2013's Tomb Raider would be going into development. The game that a lot of people, for the most part, really enjoyed, a lot of people wanted to see more of. They announced that it's going to be getting a sequel coming in 2015. At this year's Gamescom, however, not even a couple months after E3, Crystal Dynamics confirmed that Rise of the Tomb Raider would be exclusive to the Xbox branding, presumably Xbox One and Xbox 360, if you're doing the whole cross-gen thing. And oh my god. You know, being in the gaming community, you kind of, you can predict what the reactions of certain individuals will be based on dribble-drabble from companies, XYZ, all the PR stuff. But honestly, it's gotten kind of stagnant for the most part. I mean, you've kind of gotten accustomed to it. You've grown, you know, a thicker layer of skin for all this stuff. But never have I seen so much rage towards Microsoft than, well, their unveiling of the Xbox One. So what does this mean? Rise of the Tomb Raider, a random third-party game being exclusive to the Microsoft home consoles. Well, why should anybody care when there's so many games coming out? One thing you got to understand is the history of the Tomb Raider series. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say that, oh, because Tomb Raider was a success on PlayStation systems for the most part, so they're betraying the fan base and this, that, and the third. I'm not going to do that because I think that's the easy route. You know, everyone coming on here saying, oh, but it was exclusive to Sony systems and never gotten this, because honestly, almost every single third-party franchise, for the most part, has ended up on another system at some point or another. So I'm not going to do that because it's kind of contrived, it's boring. What I'm going to do is take this from the year 2013, the release of the Tomb Raider reboot. All right? So, Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics confirmed that a reboot of the franchise would be coming out. It released this in 2013 to critical and commercial success. I mean, it was kind of polarizing for some people. Some of the hardcore fans loved it. Some of the hardcore fans didn't like it. They say it felt too much like Uncharted. But for the most part, even if you weren't a big fan of it, you can't deny that it was a well-made game. And it was a commercial success, selling anywhere from, what was it, 6 to 6.5 million copies, all right? And regardless of what you heard from the publisher saying that it was still a financial failure, it didn't recoup the development cost, how a game that sells 6.5 million copies and it still doesn't recoup the development cost is beyond me. Whatever, your expectations are too high, you're shelling too much money out for a video game, but that's besides the point. In 2014, Crystal Dynamics releases a enhanced version of Tomb Raider 2013, titled Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. This one featured better graphics, better effects, all that jazz. They utilized the power of the next-gen consoles, yeah, and it was released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Something you have to understand about this release is that the game performed better financially and technical-wise on the PlayStation 4. It sold more. I believe it outsold the Xbox One counterpart 2-to-1 or 3-to-1, something outrageous like that, probably closer in the 2-to-1 range. And the game ran better on PlayStation 4. It ran at a better resolution and it had a better frame rate. And it wasn't just the situation of resolution gate. You can't tell the difference between this game or that unless you look with a magnifying glass. No, there were really, really big gaping differences between the two. And even though Tomb Raider is still a beautiful game to this day, you could kind of tell people, so stop with the whole denying of resolution gate. What is this, people? What is this? So, with the game making money on PlayStation 4 and running better on the platform because it is stronger, why make it exclusive to the Xbox branding? And that is why everybody's pissed off about it, because you had this reboot that performed well on 2 outings, one for the past gen systems and one for the newer gens. It performed well enough to get a sequel, to get people intrigued and interested, and yet you make it exclusive to 1, maybe 2 platforms. See, that's what I don't understand in this situation. The only way that I could justify it is if Microsoft said, hey, you know, you've got this really popular game out there, you know, why don't you make it exclusive to the Xbox branding and we'll fund some of the development costs, or we'll take care of the marketing, make it a marquee title, and we'll do some crazy stuff like that. And honestly, that's the only thing, the only reason why I think they would release that game only on Xbox platforms. Because there is no other reason to it. It's not a stronger system, number one. There's nothing about Xbox Live that makes this single-player game worthwhile for online purposes. So it's just, honestly, comes down to the day, development costs. And that brings up another interesting question. Because when we were speaking of development costs, and Square Enix saying that Tomb Raider did not perform to the standards that they were hoping, how much is this game going to cost? Because now I'm getting kind of scared. Because if we have to go exclusive to one publisher just so we can fund the game, I'm getting kind of worried about third party then. But that's besides the point. It's just a personal nitpick. And this is why I'm kind of annoyed at it, because I really love Tomb Raider. I own the game on PC. And it kind of sucks that I'm not going to be able to play it unless I own an Xbox One. And no, this is not a case of, well, if you want to, play this game, if you want to play exclusives, you got to buy the platform. Like, you want to play the Mario games, you got to buy the Nintendo Wii U. You want to play the Uncharted, you got to play the PS4. It's not a case, because this was a multi-platform game not even 2 years ago. And now it's exclusive. And we don't know if it's timed exclusive. We don't know if they're just waiting to see how the sales for the game are going to be. We don't know any of that corporate legal mumbo jumbo. I would say it's probably going to be timed exclusive unless Microsoft really shelled out the big bucks for this. Because maybe Microsoft, it's no denying that their system is not performing well. I mean, when there is more interest towards the Wii U than the Xbox One, it's kind of scary. So maybe they think they need their big action-adventure franchise. I mean, Sony's got Uncharted. Nintendo, well, it's not really action-adventure, but they have Zelda. They'll always have Zelda. And Microsoft needs something that's not Halo or Gears of War or Fable or something. And maybe this is what they need to do. Maybe they got to get Lara Croft up in this bitch so we can sell some Xbox Ones, We got to advertise it. Lara Croft, there's no more Connect. Sell the system, please. Maybe that's what they want to do. But at the end of the day, it's just rather depressing that we actually have to go through this. I mean, really, third-party games, multi-platform games, I think are the blood, and they help this industry thrive. And with all this stuff going exclusive for one game and then coming out as a third game like a year later and then going back to being multi-plat, it really makes no sense to me, and it's kind of jarring. Like, okay, so we got to wait. Then we got to wait for the PS4 Definitive Edition. Rise of the Tomb Raider Definitive Edition. Now with all the stuff that the Xbox One still can't run. Yeah. And I'm going to leave my closing comments with this. My bed is a mess. That's not really what I'm going to say. This game, this situation, I see a lot of people drawing comparisons saying that this is no different than Nintendo with Bayonetta 2. Like how Nintendo helped fund Bayonetta 2 and help that exist, Microsoft's doing the same thing with Rise of the Tomb Raider. They're trying to secure marquee titles for the system. You'd have a point there if Rise of the Tomb Raider wasn't already in development and Bayonetta 2 was. Because Bayonetta 2 was not in development until Nintendo picked it up. Rise of the Tomb Raider went into development straight after the release of the first game. So obviously, there was definitely some money hiding going on to secure exclusivity. I'm sorry, I can't speak. I really can't. It's almost 1 a.m. And in the long run, maybe this is just good business deals and practices for Microsoft and Crystal Dynamics. I mean, Crystal Dynamics is getting money, Microsoft's getting a marquee title. So in the short run, I don't think it's really going to benefit them much by getting this title and alienating their fan base. But maybe in the long run, a lot of people will realize that, well, I want to play the new Tomb Raider game, I gotta go buy an Xbox. And then they see that the system's selling, and then other developers say, well, hey, maybe we should make more games for Xbox One. Maybe it's just business at the end of the day. Good business, bad business, I don't know. I'm not a businessman. I don't understand these things. Well, I actually do. I'm a business major. But you get what I'm saying. Anyway, what do you guys think about Rise of the Tomb Raider being exclusive to Xbox platforms? Xbox One, Xbox 360. Me personally, You know, I was saying I was going to get an Xbox One probably like in the next year or so, but at this point, I don't know. There's really nothing for me. It's got games, it's just something that doesn't interest me. I might just get that Rise of the Tomb Raider on the Xbox 360, unless they announce PS4 version or PC version at some point. God damn, if I get that game on 360, that shit'll be hilarious. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I'm NGS signing out. Follow me on Facebook, facebook.com/NeoGameSpark. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/NeoGameSpark. And if you're a person who likes to take photos of all your food, all your beverages, all your illegal habits, I have an Instagram. Instagram handle is PhantomNGS. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.